Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to what might be the last episode for Subahibi. I'm not entirely sure how long Knocking on Heaven's Door might be. But, this is going to be the first time I'm going to be using this translation tool to see if it works really well. If it does work really well, I might actually consider playing Japanese games or Japanese visual novels that I have been wanting to play for quite some time. I've been really interested in some visual novels ever since my friend gave me this Deep L translation tool. If people wanted to give it a try themselves, they could. It's a web-based translation tool. I don't think it's that popular yet. You can try it for free, but it's not that good. You have to pay for it monthly if you wanna get the most use out of it, because after like 5 minutes of using it, you're not gonna be able to use it anymore if you try it for free. But yeah, let's see how good this is. Oh yeah, you might have realized that I changed the title for Subahibi. It's because I want to put the title of Knockin' on Heaven's Door on the title, but YouTube has the limitations of 100 characters, and I had to actually shorten the title. But yeah, let's start. Let's see if this works really well. Wait. That sounds like Yuki. The text extractor is not there for some reason. That's strange. Well, I think you guys can understand what she's saying. This should be Yuki. Okay, she's saying you have a crooked tie. Wow, the English translation is really good. That's exactly what the English translation said. It's okay, we don't have a lot of time. That should be what it said. It's okay. Huh. Here's the thing. There's something wrong with my text extractor. It's not showing me all the text. So, I don't know what's going on. Ah, there we go. There we go. So, excuse me if I take a while from each sentences, because, you know, I have to copy and paste manually the translation tool from the text extractor. But yeah, she just said, it's okay, come on, look at me. Let me fix it for you. Okay, now, the parts where they don't have voices are where I will struggle. But thankfully, this translation tool is amazing. Yuki fixes my tie after saying that. This translation tool is actually pretty damn good. I hope you're having a good time at college with Asaki. No. Okay. That's fucked up. That's when the translation is fucking up. I think it's supposed to say, I hope Hasaki-chan is having a good time at school. I don't know. I don't know what school it is in the first place, so I'm not sure. It says college for some reason, but I know that Daigaku is supposed to be high school.
あれな、友さね人格じゃなくて私人格だったら給付型奨学金で行けたのに。
Okay, I have no idea what the fuck Yuki just said. Oh no, if it was a private persona and not a guardian personality, we could have gone on a scholarship. What? Okay, I have no clue what this means. Let me try to
あれな、友さね人格じゃなくて私人格だったら給付型奨学金で行けたのに。
Oh, okay. I understand. If she was the one being in control of Tomosane's body, she would have gone to, you know, to see how Hasaki's doing. I guess it has too much uncommon use of the Japanese kanji. Like, I don't think persona or jinkaku is something commonly used.
知らねえよ。つうか、ユキはなんで勉強できるんだよ。
I don't care. And besides, why are you studying, Yuki? I'm not sure how you're going to be able to study. Okay, I'm not sure how you're going to be able to study. That's what it said instead of what I said before.
え？だってそりゃ私は頭いいし。
I think what I said before was a lot more correct though. The thing that I said the second time was what the translation said. She said, you know, it's because I'm smart.
脳みそは俺と同じもの使ってるだろうが。
I think that said we share the same brain. But you know, I don't trust my own Japanese. Yep. We use the same brain though.
意識が違えば使う神経回路は違うの。脳を共有していても私が使う場合と友さねが使う場合じゃ全然違うんだよ。
Okay, this one's a bit long. If your consciousness is different, the neural circuits you use are different. Even though we share a brain, it's totally different when I use it and when you use it. Oh my god, this translation is amazing. That's not my interpretation, by the way. That's exactly what it said on the translation tool.
同じモビルスーツでも少佐が乗れば3倍だろ。つまり私が少佐で友曽根がスレッダーなんだよ。
See, this might be hard to translate because they have censored shit. The same mobile suit, oh my god, is 3 times the size of the majors, right? I mean, I'm the major and Tomosane is the slayer. What? I guess that's a reference to Mobile Suit Gundam. But the translation can't really translate it that well because I also don't watch Gundam, right? So I don't even know the reference whatsoever. That thing with the beep or the sensor is it's translated as master or not master, major.
スレッダー軍曹だよ。少佐の当たらなければどうということはないという言葉を信じて少佐を援護してたら一撃でやられちゃったんだよ。
Should I really translate when Yuki's doing this stupid banter like this? Yeah, he's the major or sergeant. The majors, if it doesn't hit, what does it matter? I believed in his words and covered for the major, but he was killed in a single blow. This I'm just like very amazed at this translation. It's doing such a good job.
やつのライフルは戦艦の手法並みの威力ということか。とか当たった後に驚かれてもな。それにしても少佐はひどいよね。あんな適当な死に方とかスレッダー軍曹は浮かばれないじゃないか。まったくさ、どうなってるんだよ、友さね。
Yuki, you're making really hard references, you know. I don't know if this translation tool is good enough for that. But she said, I don't know if I should be surprised to hear that rifle is as powerful as a battleship's main gun after being hit. But then again, the Major is awful. I can't think of a better way to die than that. Sergeant, for fuck's sake, what's going on here? And this I'm just gonna keep saying this throughout the whole video. This translation tool is amazing. Okay, this should be something that's easily translatable. I don't know why you're so upset with me. There we go.
冗談。いやさ、まあこうやって友さねのネクタイとか直していると新婚さんみたいだなって思ってね。なんとなく話長引かせようかなって。
Just kidding. Well, when I'm fixing your tie and such, I think we look like a newlywed. I thought it was going to be a bit long? Huh. I don't know what that means at the end there. I guess she meant to say it took longer than I thought. We don't look like newlyweds? I assume. Oh, you're going to be late. I fucked that up.
そういうつもりはないんだけどさ、こうやっているとまた友さねの身長が伸びたって実感できるし。
That's not what I meant though. When I do this, I can feel that Tomosane has grown in height again. Okay.
いや、もう変わらないだろう。
That should be... I haven't changed much, have I? No, he said... Yeah, I don't think I've changed much.
そんなことないよ。友さねはあの頃よりも全然身長伸びてるよ。友さねはどんどん成長しているんだなって思う。あと、ひげが生えてきた。
That's not true. You've grown a lot taller since back then. For some reason, they call Tomosane Minamori. Maybe that's a different pronunciation of the Japanese kanji. But thankfully, we already know Tomosane's name. So I can just like... Whenever they say Minamori, I can just replace it with Tomosane in my mind. You're getting better and better, I think. Oh, and your beard grew back. What? He doesn't look like he has a beard, though. Okay. Saying that, Yuki tugs my tie down. Okay.
何するんだよ。ネクタイ引っ張ったら首が締まるだろう。
What are you doing? If you pulled my tie, you'd be strangling me. Grammar for this one is really, really bad for the translation tool.
いいや何少しね。
Or maybe he's actually threatening Yuki. Because what the translation said, if I pulled your tie, I'd have strangled you. That's what he said. Just a little bit. Yuki rubbed her cheek against my chin as she said that.
友さねのほっぺた少しジョリジョリするぞ。ちゃんとひげ剃ったのかにゃ
Tomosane's cheeks are getting a little slippery, aren't they? I wonder if he shaved his beard. I guess there is a beard. No, but she said... She said slippery. That means there's no beard, right? Maybe there was a mistranslation there and... No, maybe he grew his beard, but then... That's the thing, he actually... shaved, so it's not there.
いいんだよ。俺の場合は見た目でほとんどわからないぐらいだから。
That's okay. In my case, you can barely tell by the look of it.
そういうのダメだと思うな、お姉さんはさ。
I don't think that's a good idea. Okay. I think it doesn't translate the one-san wa sa very
遅
well.
刻の方がダメなんだよ。
We're getting late.
それなら大丈夫さ。友実の全速力ならあと3分は大丈夫。
That's okay. At the full speed of at your full speed, we'll be fine for another 3 minutes. Okay? See, sometimes it translates stuff very good, but sometimes it has some grammar issues. Like at the full speed of Tomosane, it's technically not wrong, but no one talks like that, right?
なんで朝から駅まで全速力で走らなきゃいけないんだよ。
That should be like, why do I have to run at full speed this early in the morning? Yup. Why do I have to run as fast as I can to the station in the morning?
そりゃ、なんていうの？こうやって。
What's the word? Something like this. Okay. She rubs my cheeks even more.
友実もヒゲが生えるようになったんだなって実感するためだよ。
It's going to make me realize that I've got a beard growing on me too. What the fuck? Okay, Yuki.
そんな実感いらねえだろ。
We don't have time for this.
いるよ、超大事。朝のスキンシップは結婚生活をやっていくには不可欠なんだぞ。
It's super important. Morning skinship is an essential part of your marriage. What? Yuki... No.
結婚してねえだろ。
We're not married. That should be easy enough to translate. I don't even have to use it on the translation tool.
まあそうだね。いつかは友実はちゃんと好きな人を作らなきゃだし、その時までにはおとなしく成仏してやるから。それまでは私に付き合えよ。
Yeah, like sometimes when it's a sentence like this, I don't even have to use the translation tool to understand the meaning. Like she's saying, someday you'll find someone that you like, and then as time goes on, I'll transition and get out of your way. But for now, let me enjoy my time. That's what she said.
ちょりちょり。
I think she's still just rubbing our cheeks. Licking? I hope that's not licking.
それまで付き合えって今遅刻しそうだって言ってるだろうが。
The first part, I don't think it's translated very well. It said, until then, go out with me. But the second part is pretty good. I'm telling you, I'm going to be late.
あと1分と30秒は大丈夫だよ。私が信じた友実を信じなさい。
We're still okay for 1 minute and 30 seconds. I believe in you, in your, you know, running speed.
だったらヒゲ剃らせろよ。
Then let me shave. Oh! So, he's trying to shave, I guess.
剃らなくていいって言ったの友実じゃんかよ。
I said you don't have to shave. And you were defending me? And you said you were alright with it, I guess.
こんなことしてるぐらいならヒゲ剃るわ。
I'd rather shave than do this. I push Yuki away and run to the washroom. Man, this is gonna make it a lot longer than usual because I usually just read it out loud without having to put it on the translation tool and whatnot, right? Huh, what's wrong here? It's not translating. Okay. What's going on? It's not translating. Well, I guess I can try to translate myself, even though I'm not very good at translation. This is strange. I don't know why it's not translating. Sona konare. Yeah, konare? Are kara mo... I think that's the kanji for black. Kuroi? Hirahira no something. Oh gosh. I have no clue what this means. I'm just curious why it's not translating. I guess I'll have to rely on Google. As bad as that sounds. Okay, so Tomo-san is saying from then on, this ghost dressed in black has been with me ever since then. Okay, that's simple enough. But why didn't it translate, I wonder? It doesn't matter anymore if it's a ghost or a brain malfunction. Okay, now it's translating. What the fuck? Only I can see her. She's always there for me. I wish I can copy paste faster. Yuki says, looking at the sky from the train window.
空気力学のパイオニアだよ。
He's a pioneer in aerodynamics.
なんだそりゃ。
What are you talking about?
アレクサンドル・ギュスターブ・エッフェルは自らが作った塔の前に立ってるわけよ。
Alexander Gustav Eiffel is standing in front of a tower he built himself. What?
だったら少女だって好きな人の横に立つぐらいはしたいじゃない？
Even a girl would want to stand next to someone she loves, wouldn't she? Okay. How does that correlate with what you said before?
全く意味がわからない。
I have no idea what you're talking about.
空気力学少女の夢っつう話さ。
It's like an aerodynamic girl's dream. Okay. Whatever you say, Yuki. A lot has happened since then. After graduation, I decided to go to work. After what happened, it's a miracle I'm able to get a job. Oh, surprisingly they use bar as bar in Latin. You know, using Latin word. I was a regular at the bar, and the managing director of a company took a liking to me and let me work for them. Okay. I thought he was talking about Kyushu... Oh god, I forgot the name of the... Hakushukyo, there we go. I thought he was talking about Hakushukyo, but it's a different one. He was a regular at the bar, so maybe he's gay. Oh! Oh, no. He's talking about the bar, but then he met someone at the bar. That's what it's talking about. He was a regular at the bar, so maybe he's gay. But there was no sexual harassment. Okay. Or rather, he was genuinely concerned about me. That's nice of him. I thought about going on to higher education, to pursue higher education. But I didn't want to study anymore, so I thought it was a good idea. And I got a job at that company.
そういう嘘ばっかり言う。
You're full of shit like that. Wow, Yuki.
なんで心の中までわかるんだよ。
Why are you reading my mind or, my heart? They said kokoro. They always say kokoro, but they always mean the mind.
付き合い長いからね。
I think she said it's because we're dating. Oh, we've known each other for a long time. There we go.
友さねが強く感じたり、あるいは何度も繰り返し考えていることはなんとなくわかるんだよ。今のは自分に言い聞かせるために何度も考えたこと。
Somehow I know what Tomosane feels strongly about. Now that's something I thought over and over again to tell myself.
今の自分に対して言い聞かせていること。
That's what I'm telling myself right now.
友さねは優しいからね。
Tomosane is kind. Saying that, Yuki pulls her face closer to mine.
顔が近えよ。
Her face is too close.
このポーズだと私の胸元見えていい感じじゃね？
So whenever I say something fast, it's like such a simple term that I don't even have to use the translation. You can see my breasts from this pose, and it's nice, isn't it? Shut up, Yuki.
全然。
Not at all.
あらそう？
Really? Yuki said as I turned away.
葉崎ちゃんのためでしょ？友さねが働いたのって。
See, I wonder if this well, no. What am I talking about? Of course this continues after the second ending I got for chapter 7. Sorry. I was being stupid. It's for Hisaki, right? The one where what? Minamisho worked.
葉崎ちゃんのためでしょ？友さねが働いたのって。
Oh. Why you're working like this?
そんなわけねえだろ。それこそあいつなら給付型奨学金を取れることは分かりきっていたし、俺が無理して働くことはない。
That's not true. That's exactly what I knew I'd do. I'd get a stipend. I don't know what a stipend is. And I wouldn't be forced to work. Let me Google what the heck is a stipend. Oh, a fixed regular sum paid as a salary. Okay. Does he mean he's gonna get like funded by the government or something?
何言ってるんだよ。あの時はまだわからなかったじゃない。葉崎ちゃんが給付型奨学金を取れるかどうかなんてさ。
I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't know that at the time. I don't know if Hisaki can get a stipend. I guess a salary would be better. She's a pain in the ass. The pronouns in this translation tool is also not the best because it translates he or she very arbitrarily.
それにしても葉崎ちゃんは理学部情報学科とかまたマニアックな場所行ったもんだね。
Speaking of which, Hisaki, she's been going to such a maniacal places, such as the Department of Information of Science. What the?
ああ、そうだな。何やるつもりなんだか。
Yeah, right. I don't know what she's going to do.
BMI の本読んでたな。
I used to read a book about BMI.
BMI? 何それ?
What's that?
ブレインマシンインターフェースの頭文字で BMI。簡単に言うと脳と機械を結ぶ研究かな。
BMI is an acronym for Brain Machine Interface. In a nutshell, it's a study that connects brains and machines.
脳と機械を結ぶ研究? なんでそんな本読んでたんだ?
Research connecting brains and machines. Why were you reading that book?
その研究の第一人者のゼミに入るためらしいけど、まあ将来はそういう機会を作りたいんだろうね。
I heard that it's to enter the seminar the leader of the research. So, but I guess he wants to make such a machine in the future. What? I guess she wanted to go to the seminar, I guess? I don't know. This one's weirdly translated. It's either the guy who made the book wants to make a machine like that in the future, or Yuki herself wants to make a machine like that.
なんで
Why?
私が友実を独占しているから機械で割り込んでくる気じゃないのかな。友兄さんはユキさんに渡しませんって友実の脳に入ってきて私を止めるのよ。
Since I have monopoly on all the guards, what does that mean? I wonder if they're going to barge in with the machine. We won't give your brother to Yuki-san, and then they get into Tomosani's brain and stop me. I guess she's trying to say that's what Hasaki is trying to do, huh?
葉咲ちゃんは私を見ることができるけど触ることとか微妙じゃない？でも機械でつなげて脳を同調させればそれができるって考えてるんじゃね？
Hasaki can look at me, but it's really subtle. It's not like she can touch me, right? But I think you can do it if you connect the machine and tune your brain to it. What the fuck? That's impossible.
脳と脳を機械で結んでそんなことできるもんか？
You can't connect the brain to a machine and do that, can you?
真の同一説の立場を取るとできるんじゃねえの？
You can do it from a mind-brain identification standpoint, can't you? I don't know.
何それ？
What the heck is that?
簡単に言えば脳の動きこそが心を発生させているって考え。神経細胞の発火という現象が意識を生み出しているってことだな。
Simply put, the idea that it is the movement of the brain that generates the mind. So they're suggesting that this phenomenon of neuronal firing is what's creating consciousness. Okay. Wow, that's... I'm still super surprised that they translate this so well. I actually understand what it means. Give me a sec, I need to drink some water.
普通そうじゃない？脳が心を生み出すんだろ？神経細胞の発火が意識を生むって考えを受け入れてないやつの方が珍しいだろ。
Isn't that usually the case? The brain produces the mind, right? The brain produces the mind, that's true. It's one of the few people who hasn't embraced the idea that firing neurons creates consciousness, isn't it?
まあ常識的なものの見方だよな。
Well, that's a common sense way of looking at things.
とは言ってもこの見方には根強い批判があるんだ。心や意識という現象を物理的な見方で全て還元できるっつうのは抵抗も大きいんだよ。
That being said, there is a persistent criticism of this view. There's a lot of resistance to the idea that we can reduce all the phenomena of mind and consciousness in a physical way.
意識なんて物理的な現象によって起きているに過ぎない。そう言われるとなんか悲しいじゃない？
Consciousness is just a physical phenomenon that is happening. It's kind of sad when you say that, isn't it? Not really. Not really.
そうか。そんなもんだと俺は思うが。
Really? That's not what I thought. Or, sorry, I thought that's what he said. But he said like, something like that, I suppose.
例えばさ、物理主義的に痛いという感覚を特定したいとするじゃん。その方法として痛いって感じている時に反応している神経繊維の発火を特定すれば痛いという現象を説明できると考えられるわけよ。
For example, if you want to identify the sense of pain in a physical way, The way to do this is to identify the firing of the nerve fibers that are responding to the painful sensation and explain the pain phenomenon. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
全ての人が痛いって感じている時に共通して発火している神経繊維を特定して一般化できれば、それが痛いの正体になるわけね。
If we can identify and generalize the nerve fibers that are commonly ignited when all people feel pain, that will be the identity of the pain. Yeah?
そうなるだろうな。
I'm sure they will.
でもさ、少し考えるとおかしくねってところもある。例えばだよ、その痛いって現象を生み出している神経繊維束だけを取り出してみるじゃん。
But you know, it's funny to think about it for a second, isn't it? There's a part of me that says, for example, let's take out the nerve fiber bundles that are causing the pain, okay?
そしてその神経繊維束を試験管か何かに入れてだな、培養液の中でちゃんと生かすわけ。
And then you put the nerve fibers in a test tube or something, and you keep them alive in a culture medium? I guess in a controlled environment.
その培養液の中にある神経繊維束を発火させるわけだよ。
That's why you're firing up the nerve fiber bundles in the culture, in the environment, I guess. Okay?
その発火は痛いって現象なんだけどさ、そもそも試験管でただ発火しているだけのその神経繊維束そのものが痛みを感じているわけじゃないよね。
That ignition is a painful phenomenon, but in the first place, the nerve fibers that are just igniting in the test tubes are not feeling pain themselves, right? I guess, yeah, technically well, I don't know. It's because the brain perceives pain that we feel pain, right? But there is also such a thing as mental pain, which is not physical. I don't even know if the like neurons will like fire something when we receive some sort of mental pain.
誰も痛みを感じているわけがない。ただ試験管で神経繊維束が発火しているだけなわけ。
No one is feeling the pain. It's just that the nerve fiber bundles are firing in the test tube. Yeah, because it's not connected to any body. Like, when you do that to the neurons, you're like, there's no one connected to that brain anymore, so does it still feel pain? I don't know. Probably not. Right? I mean, if you just remove their brain, it's a dead thing. It's not gonna feel anything anymore.
これはおかしいんじゃねというわけよ。
Isn't it strange in that case?
痛がるために他の脳の部位が必要なんじゃないのか。痛みを生み出す部位だけ取り出しても感じる部分がなきゃ意味ないだろ。
Doesn't it take another part of the brain to make it hurt? What's the point of only taking out the parts that create pain if you don't feel it?
他の部位が必要だとしたら、そもそも痛いって感じる神経繊維束が痛みという現象を生み出しているとは言えないじゃん。
If other parts of the body are needed, it can't be said that the nerve fiber bundles are what's cause pain, are the ones creating the phenomenon of pain in the first place. I mean, it's kind of fucked up, isn't it? Well, I'm not sure actually, but she's kind of right, I guess.
だったら知らん。わからん。
And I don't know.
頭がいいユキ姉が華麗に友実を論破したぜ。
Huh. Smart sister Yuki has brilliantly defeated Tomosane. Whatever, Yuki.
論争してたのかよ。
So you've been arguing with me.
ユキ姉はいつでも臨戦態勢だぜ。
Yukine is always on high alert? What? I don't get it. What the hell? Oh no. Oh no, they don't have translation for this. Ahokayo. And then this is like, this is probably agreeing, and this is like disagreeing. I don't know. I think this is like the more Tomosani. This is something what Tomosani would say. But I don't think what she said is like entirely crazy. So I'm gonna agree with her.
だったら少し話を続けるとだな。
Well, I guess we'll just have to keep talking.
雑な比喩表現をするならば、テレビにもコントローラーにもつなげていないテレビゲームを起動させておいてだ。
To use a crud metaphor, keep a video game running that's not connected to the TV or the controller.
テレビゲームは起動しているのにゲームがプレイできない。ゆえにテレビゲームがゲームを動かしているわけではないって言ってるようなもんじゃねえか？
The video game is running, but I can't play the game. So you're saying the video game is not running the game, aren't you? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you need some sort of like, you need someone who's doing it, right?
あんまりうまい比喩ではないけど、友実が言わんとすることはわかる。
It's not a very good metaphor, but I understand what Tomosani is trying to say.
意識みたいに複雑なもんはある一定の情報量がなければダメだろう。一定以上の情報があってこそ発火の多様性と統合性に意味があると思うけどな。
Something as complex as consciousness must have a certain amount of information. More than a certain amount of information would make sense for the diversity and integration of ignition. I think the way that translate ignition is kind of wrong. It's supposed to be just like firing neurons or something. I don't know why they call it ignition.
多様であれ、かつ統一性が取れた神経線維束の発火が意識を生み出す。だからある特定の振る舞いをする神経線維束を分割したら本来の脳の機能は失われる。
And nerve fiber bundles, that's definitely neurons. I'm just gonna, whenever I read nerve fiber bundles, I'm just gonna pronounce it as neuron. The firing of multiple and unified neurons give rise to consciousness. So if you break up a neuron that behaves in a certain way, you lose its natural brain function. Okay, makes sense.
脳が部分的に損壊すると人格が変わったり、またいろいろと奇妙な障害が出たりする。例えば大脳の一部が損傷を受けると時間の見当がつかなくなったりするらしい。
When the brain is partially damaged, personality changes, and all sorts of bizarre disorder appears. For example, when a part of the cerebrum is damaged, it can make you lose track of time. Okay.
今の季節はいつですかと聞かれて、夏ですと答える。でも今はセーターを着てますよね。なぜ夏なのにセーターを着ているのでしょうかと医者に聞かれてもわからない。暑さと季節を一致させられない。
What time of year is it? I was asked. It's summer, and I answered. It's summer, but you're wearing a sweater now, right? Why am I wearing a sweater when it's summer? I don't know what to do when the doctor asks me. You can't match the heat with the season. That's true, I guess. Speaking technically.
目覚めた瞬間をいつでも朝と認識するため、10分ほど昼寝をしただけでも目覚めた瞬間を朝と考えてしまう。
The moment you wake up is always perceived as morning, so even if you take a long enough nap, you think of the moment you wake up as morning. Actually, a lot of my friends do that. Whenever they wake up, it doesn't matter if it's evening, if it's like late at night, they always just say good morning. I don't think of it that way, but I guess that makes sense, right?
お腹がいっぱいで昼寝し、数十分後に起きたとする。身体的には満腹なはずだが、朝起きたのだからお腹が減っているはずと考えるので朝ごはんを主張する。
Let's say your belly is full and you take a nap and wake up a few dozen minutes later. He should be physically full, but he thinks he must be hungry because he woke up in the morning. So he insists on having breakfast. Okay?
こんな症例を出したらキリがないさ。
We'll never know if you've got a case like this.
脳はかなり複雑で入り組んだ構造をしている。その回路図を解明できるのは多分かなり先の話だろう。
The brain is a fairly complex and intricate structure. We're probably a long way from being able to figure out that schematic.
あれだな。ハワード・ヒューズ医学研究所で小腸胚の脳を50ナノメートルの薄さにスライスしてニューロンの配置図を作ろうとしているとかいう話だろ。
It's that, isn't it? You're talking about the Howard Hughes Medical Institute trying to slice a Drosophila brain into 50 nanometer thin slices to make a diagram of the placement of neurons. Interesting. What's a Drosophila brain? Some sort of animal?
トモサネが知っている知識なら大体ユキ姉は持ってるぞ。1日で約100万ギガバイトのデータを超速度でスキャンしても20年かかるだろうって予想されているんだ。
If you know anything about something, I also know almost all of it. It's predicted that scanning about 1 million gigabytes of data in a day at super speed would take 20 years. I don't think so anymore, Yuki. Computers have been going really strong with each year going by.
しかもその画像データが大量で小腸胚の脳の配置図だけで巨大倉庫がハードディスクドライブで埋まるっつう話。
Moreover, the image data is so large that a huge warehouse can be filled with HDD, despite the layout of Drosophila's brain. What's a Drosophila? I don't want to Google what the heck is a Drosophila. It's a genus of flies. What the fuck? That can't be right. That can't be right. Fruit flies. Interesting.
これを人間の脳でやったら少なく見積もっても100年はかかる。つまりこの終わりなき作業は神経科学が生み出した現代の横浜駅工事だと言われているのだ。
If we did this with the human brain, it would take 100 years at the very least. So they say that this endless work is a modern-day invention of neuroscience. The construction of Yokohama Station. What?
アホかよ。普通そこは桜田ファミリアだろうが。
Idiot, it's usually the Sagrada Familia. What is that? I guess this is some sort of reference I'm not getting. I can't help but shout at the dumb analogy. Voicing everything is making me a lot more coarse, like my voice. Because I spoke out in the train during commuting to work and school, I was stared at by quite a few people because I spoke out in a crowded car.
大声出すなよ。頭がおかしい人だと思われるぞ。
Don't speak so loud. They're gonna think you're crazy.
実際脳内の声と会話しているんだからおかしい人ではあるだろう。
Well, I'm actually talking to a voice in my brain, so I am kind of a crazy person.
開き直った。
I'm open to it? What does that mean?
うるさい。
Shut up.
Where is my mind? 俺は正気を失った。ってか
Where's my mind? I've lost my mind. Or is it?
まあ、事実そうだろうよ。
Well, I'm just stating the truth.
Where is my mind? 私の心はどこにつう話しているし、まあ間違いではないかもな。
Where's my mind? Where's my heart? So I guess I'm not wrong.
とりあえずだ。1000億のニューロンと500兆のシナプスがあると言われる 脳全体の発火パターンの総数を考えたらどれぐらいあるのか見当もつかないだろう。
For now, we're told that there are 100 billion neurons and 500 trillion synapses. Given the total number of firing pattern in the entire brain, you have no idea how many there are. That's true.
そうだね。あとこんな話があるよね。人間の心皮質と感覚器官の接続も備えたシミュレーションモデルを作るのに、街1区画分が全部スパコンというわけのわからないものを作らなきゃいけない。
That's right. Also, there's a story like this. To build a simulation model with a human neocortex and sensory connections, we'd have to build something that doesn't make sense if a whole city block is a supercomputer. Okay.
そのスパコンを動かすのには1000メガワット級の原子力発電所を1機動かす必要がある。そんな馬鹿げたスパコンだから凄まじい熱量を帯びるので、そいつを冷ますために川を一本引いてこなきゃいけない。
To run those supercomputers, it would take one 1000 megawatt nuclear power plant. Because it's such a stupid supercomputer, it gets so hot that you have to draw a river to cool it down.
そんな膨大な情報処理装置をこんな小さな頭蓋骨の中に収めている。すごい。人体の神秘。やっぱり人は神が作ったに違いね。
Such an enormous amount of information processing equipment is housed inside such a small skull. Great! The mystery of the human body. Man must have been made by God after all. I mean, I don't know about that.
人間の神経細胞の発火条件に似せたニューロモーフィックチップがもう少し進歩すればそんな熱量はいらないだろう。
If the neuromorphic chips that mimic the firing conditions of human neurons were a little more advanced, we wouldn't need that much heat.
脳のニューロンとシナプスを物理的に模したやつだろ。あんなもんが使い物になるかどうかなんてまだまだ未知数じゃん。懐疑的な有識人は多いよ。
It's a physical mimicry of the brain's neurons and synapses, right? It's still unknown whether or not it's usable. There are a lot of skeptical pundits out there. Pundits. An expert in a particular subject. Okay, expert. Was frequently called on to give opinions about it to the public. They use some really hard words, dude. I have never heard some of these words. Alright, I'm gonna be right back for a bit. Gotta go to the toilet real quick. Hello. I'm back with the power of editing. Alright, let's continue on.
そもそも脳におけるニューロンの長さとか密度って超絶妙にできている。
In the first place, the length and density of neurons in the brain are made exquisitely.
これ以上ニューロンが細くなったら活動電位が不安定になるし、密度を高くしたら熱暴走で死ぬし、巨大化したら神経性移植の距離が伸びすぎて情報のやり取りが遅くなり、実質的な脳処理が遅くなるだろうって言われているんだぜ。
It's said that if neurons become any thinner, action potentials will become unstable. If density is increased, they will die of thermal runaway. And if they become huge, the distance of nerve fiber bundles will be extended too far. I guess nerve fiber bundles is not neurons? It's so weird. Which will slow down information exchange and slow down substantial brain processing.
そんな超絶妙にできた脳回路を人間の力でシリコンウェハーに搭載できるか？
Can such an exquisitely crafted brain circuit be mounted on a silicon wafer by human power? I think we can in the near... Like, I don't think it's in the near future, but somewhere far.
知らん。
I don't know.
どちらにしろ。さっき話に出てきた痛みの神経線移植を取り出して試験管の培養液で生かすって話。
Either way, we're talking about taking the nerve fiber bundles from the pain we were talking about and using them in a test tube culture. Test tube environment.
単体で取り出した神経線移植を発火させてどこに痛みがというのは何ら科学的な疑問じゃないだろう。どう考えても結果ありきで難癖つけているだけにしか聞こえんと俺は思うけどな。
I thought he was done. Okay, so... Wait a second. give me a sec, give me a sec. Feels like there's a sentence I'm missing. That's weird. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not, maybe not. It fires up the nerve fiber bundles that were taken out on their own. Where's the pain? It's not a scientific question at all. I think it sounds like you're just making a point based on the outcome.
そうじゃあさ、ソウルクリプキが言った固定指示詞
Really? Well, come on. Saw a Crip said a fixed indicator.
いいよ、そういう話は。わりかし、その手の本読むと全部同じことしか書いてないし、飽きた。
It's fine. I'm bored with all those books that say the same thing.
脳の動きが心という現象を生み出しているという説明に対しては、いくらでも哲学的な立ち位置から科学に対して難癖はつけられると思う。そして大概がアホらしい議論でしかない。
As for the explanation that the movement of the brain gives rise to the phenomenon of the mind, I suppose one can make a criticism of science from a philosophical standpoint, as much as one likes. And for the most part, it's just a bunch of dumb arguments.
語るだけ無駄。
I think it said impossible to answer. There's no point in talking about it, okay.
じゃあ終わりね。ユキ姉は再び華麗に論破してやったわ。
Well, then we're done. Yuki-ne argued brilliantly once again. Shut up, Yuki.
んだよ。その最後まで喋ってた方が勝ちみたいなルールはよ。
I don't want a rule that says whoever talks until the end wins.
インターネットにおける論争スタイルだぜ。
That's what it says on the internet? I think. That's the style of argument on the internet. I mean, I guess when someone like gives up, you can say that the one that's talking still wins, but that's such a dumb way of thing to look at. Like, you know, it doesn't work that way, okay? Just because someone apologizes and they don't respond to you anymore, that doesn't mean you're correct.
つまり、バカの論争スタイルってことか。
So that's the arguing style of an idiot. Exactly, I guess.
なんだトキ様、深夜に誰かわからない敵と戦い続ける自宅警備員や自称小説家や自称研究者や自称ライターやその他試作赤などという意味不明なものを作って妄想を垂れ流しているエロゲライターとか、そういうネットをさまよっている暇人たちに謝れ。
What the hell? A home security guard, a self-proclaimed novelist, a self-proclaimed researcher, a self-proclaimed writer, a self-proclaimed arrogant writer who keeps on fighting against the enemy who doesn't know who he is in the middle of the night, or a self-proclaimed novelist, a self-proclaimed researcher, a self-proclaimed writer, or some other nonsensical thing called speculation and spewing his delusions. Apologize to all those bums who wander the net like that. Okay? I don't want to apologize to them because it's the truth.
そいつら、絶対ダメなやつらだろ。
Those guys, I'm sure they're not going to make it. True, Tomo-san.
そうだな。ユキ姉さんもそいつには同意する。
Yes, that's right. Yukine agrees with you.
同意するのかよ。
You're agreeing with me?
仕事しろよって話じゃん。
Just do your job. That's what I'm talking about.
まあ、そうなるな。
Well, that's just how it is.
まあつーちゃんもさ、さっきの話の続き、私も友さねと同じ考えかな。
Well, to continue what I said earlier, I guess I'm on the same page as you are.
試験管で培養している神経繊維束を持ち出して痛みはどこだって難癖つけるのはフェアじゃないと思う。
Take the nerve fiber bundles that are being cultured in a test tube. Why do they say cultured? Say in a controlled environment and ask, where's the pain? I don't think it's fair to accuse you of being a bad person. I mean, because they're using dead bodies or remnants of dead bodies, right? Technically, it's not feeling pain anymore.
科学的に対象化されてしまっている意識という現象に対して哲学論議を持ち込んでも意味ないだろうね。
There is no point in bringing in a philosophical debate on the phenomenon of consciousness, which has been scientifically objectified.
科学で何でも説明できるって意見が気に食わないのはわかるけど。
Science can explain anything. I can understand why you don't like that opinion. I can understand why you don't like that opinion. But
別に説明できる範囲を科学は無制限に拡張できるって主張しているわけじゃないのに、ご丁寧に先回りしてそれは科学では説明できないって主張するのはどうなんだかと思う。
I'm not arguing that science can expand the range of explanation without limit. But I'm wondering why you are so polite and preemptively claiming that science can't explain it. Really?
クオリアなんて言葉があるじゃない？感覚質なんて訳されるけど、訳語よりもクオリアそのものの方が有名になってるという面白い言葉。
Isn't there a word for qualia? It's interesting that qualia itself is more famous than a translation of the word sensory quality.
自分が感じている独特な感覚と質感。
The only time I've ever heard of qualia is from a game called Stella Glow. The unique feeling and texture that you are experiencing.
例えば科学的な言葉だと電磁波の波長を数字で表して可視光線を定義できる。でも我々に見える色そのものは波長の数値ではなく赤だったり青だったりする。そんなもんがクオリアだ。
For example, in scientific terms, we can define visible light by expressing the wavelength of electromagnetic waves in numbers. However, the colors we can see are not numerical values of wavelengths, but red or blue. That's what I call qualia.
本来それこそ自分にしかわからないような感覚と質感だからこそクオリアという概念なのだけど。
So rather than understanding what it is, it's just what we see or what we feel. Originally, the concept of qualia is a feeling and texture that only you can understand. And that's why it's called qualia.
でも実際はテレビの教養番組でクオリアを普通に説明してるし、ほとんどの人がそういう番組を見てクオリアというものが何を指しているのか理解する。
But the reality is that qualia is usually explained on educational programs on TV. And most people watch those programs to understand what qualia means.
誰でも理解可能なものなら、それはすでに自然主義的に対象とすることが可能な概念となっているのだろう。
If it is understandable to anyone, then it has already become a concept that can be subjected to naturalistic, okay?
クオリア問題なんて一般に言われた瞬間から、それは哲学的な問題じゃなくて、科学的にどうクリアするかという問題に変わっていると思う。
I think that from the moment the word qualia problem is commonly used, it has become less a philosophical problem and more a question of how to clear it scientifically. Really?
そういえばクオリア問題との絡みでよく出てくる哲学的ゾンビとかもほとんどの人が理解はできるな。
Come to think of it, most people can understand a philosophical zombie that comes up so often in the context of the qualia problem. I have no idea what this philosophical zombies is, you know? So, gotta give me some lining here, guys.
哲学的ゾンビって自分以外の人間にはクオリア的なものがない可能性を示唆しているわけだけど、そんな問題定義ができる時点で自分以外の人間がクオリア的なものを持ち合わせていて、それを理解できるって前提だもの。
The philosophical zombie suggests the possibility that other people have no qualia. But by the time you can define the problem that way, you're assuming that other people have qualia and can understand them.
クオリアって言葉が一般化したのってさ、意識や心が今後本格的に哲学ではなく科学によって解明されるんだぞっていう 宣言のように聞こえるんだな。
The reason why the word qualia has become popular is because consciousness and the mind are going to be explored in earnest by science, not philosophy. It sounds like a declaration. Interesting. I mean, I believe both science and philosophy have their own merits and demerits. I don't know which one is more correct. Some is more correct than the other. I like talking about philosophy, but I'm also a guy that likes to think about things logically, you know? Sometimes philosophy goes off trail a lot of the time.
意識におけるハードプロブレムはどんなに難しくてもやはり明確な形を持つ問題でしかない。
A difficult problem in consciousness, no matter how difficult, is still only a problem with a definite form.
人工知能学者がインタビューで自分は子供の時から自分が見ている赤色と他人が見ている赤色が同じものであるとどうやったら証明できるかってことをずっと考えていたみたいな話を見たけど、まさに神経科学の対象はそういうレベルなんだと思う。
I saw an interview with an artificial intelligent person, what? Okay, an AI person who said that he had been thinking about how to prove that the red that he sees and the red that others see are the same thing since he was a child. And I think that's exactly what neuroscience is all about. AI person, I guess someone who delves into AI. We don't have an AI person yet, to my knowledge. Well, robots are sort of AI, but not exactly. They don't learn how to do stuff yet. They can only do what's directed.
意識に対して現在いろいろな仮説が科学的に試みられている。その仮説に対して哲学的会議の有効性がないとは言わないけど、それは科学側が行う手続きの範囲でしかないと思う。
Various hypotheses about consciousness are now being scientifically tested. I'm not saying that the hypothesis doesn't have the validity of philosophical skepticism, but I think it's only within the scope of the procedures that science uses.
だとしても哲学が科学の先回りして意識の解明は無理とか独断論的に語る根拠はないと思う。
This translation tool is so amazing. Even so, I don't think there's any reason for philosophy to go ahead of science and dogmatically say it's impossible to understand consciousness. I'm not denying it's like possible to understand consciousness.
そもそも科学的な見方と哲学的な見方は違ったもので、その2つをまるで同じ視点のように語ったら混乱しかないんじゃないかな。
To begin with, the scientific view and the philosophical view are different, and if we talk about them as if they are the same view, there will only be confusion.
でも科学はそもそも哲学から分離したものじゃないか。
But isn't science separate from philosophy in the first place?
古代ギリシャの哲学はそもそも物理学と倫理学および論理学の3通りの学があるってやつだな。
The philosophy of ancient Greece is that there are three kinds of science. There are three kinds of science, yeah. Physics, ethics, and logic. Okay.
ニュートン力学の歴史的書物が自然哲学の数学的諸原理、近代物理学の礎となった書物に哲学って言葉が入っていることからわかるように、この時代の物理学は哲学の一種だった。
A historical book on Newtonian mechanics is the mathematical principles of natural philosophy. As you can see from the word philosophy in the books that became the foundation of modern physics, physics in this era was a kind of philosophy.
とか言い出したら哲学からありとあらゆる学問が分化していったさ。分化した学問は総じて哲学的な諸問題を客観的対象化することに成功したもんだよね。
And all sorts of disciplines were differentiated from philosophy. Differentiated disciplines as a whole have succeeded in objectifying philosophical issues, haven't they?
記憶の印象もしくは観念について我々は一種の体系を作り出す。内的な知覚にか感覚的な機能にか、これまで現れたことがあると我々が思い出すもの全てをこれに含める。
We create a kind of system of impressions or notions of memory. This includes everything we recall as ever manifesting itself, whether in internal perception or sensory function. You know, I did remember that philosophy was the father of all knowledge, so that is true.
こうした体系の中の個々のものはいずれも現在の印象とともに実在と呼ばれる。
Each individual in such a system is called real, along with the present impression. Oh, what does that mean?
何それ？誰かの言葉？
What's that mean? Whose words are those?
ヒュームだな。人間本性論に書いてた。
Who's that? Hume. He wrote about it in the theory of human nature.
現在
Interesting.
の印象とともにつうところが考えさせるね。
Along with the current impression is what makes me think.
どういう意味で？
Yeah, what does that even mean? The translation probably didn't make it even, like, any better. What does that mean?
まあそれはいいのよ。
I'm actually interested. Can you please tell me? Well, that's okay.
多分哲学って仕事は理解可能な一般性や法則性の内部に実在化という形で組み込む仕事なんだと思う。
I think that philosophy is the work of incorporating in the form of actualization, understandable generality and laws. Okay.
だったらクオリアが一般的なものとなった今、意識とかそういうものに対しては哲学の仕事はなくなったってことか？
So now that qualia has become so commonplace, there's no longer any philosophical work to do with consciousness or anything like that.
全然そんなことないよ。まあこれは予想だけど、多分科学はいつか意識っつうものを解明するだろう。人工知能かなんかで意識も再現できるだろうね。
It's not like that at all. Well, that's my guess, but maybe science will figure out what consciousness is someday. Maybe an artificial intelligence can recreate consciousness.
人間の意識だけが科学では扱い不可能だとか、今のところ言える根拠はない。多分人は考えられる対象は全て考えられるだろう。
There's no basis so far to say that only human consciousness is unmanageable by science. Maybe a person can think of every conceivable object.
私とかさ、なぜ数字なるものが存在できるのかよくわからない。
You know, me, I don't really understand how numbers can exist. Really?
1とか2とか3とかの？
1, 2, and 3? Like 1 and 2 and 3?
そう、それよ。こうやって指を1本立てたとするじゃん。これを1とみなせるよな。
Suppose you put up one finger like this. I can see how you could see this as a 1.
まあそれは1本の指という意味で1だな。
Well, yeah, that's a 1 if you put up one finger.
アフリカで象を1頭見ている人も1だ。数学で計算している文字列の中に1が含まれていたらそれも1だ。今私が口に出した1という音、計算機に表示される1という表記。
The person who sees one elephant in Africa is also 1. If there's a 1 in the string you're calculating in math, it's a 1 too. The ichi sound I just uttered, the notation 1 on the calculator.
すべて違った対象なのに私たちはそれらを1と呼ぶ。さらにそれを使って1たす1イコール2なんてことができて、その計算が複雑化して我々の生活を豊かにしてくれたり、宇宙の根源的な謎にまで迫ったりする。
We call them 1 even though they are different. They are all different objects. And with it, we can do things like 1 plus 1 equals 2, which complicates our calculations, enriches our lives, and brings us closer to the fundamental mysteries of the universe. I guess that's
ゼロの
true.
発見が歴史的にすごいみたいな言われ方するけどさ、マイナスだって結構なもんじゃない？
They say that the discovery of zero is a great historical achievement, but it's a negative, isn't it?
例えば友さに私が130円借りたとする。そんで私はジュースを買う。お金がなくなる。本来なら私がお金を持ってないのならゼロから先に進むわけがないのに、それを130円の借りということでマイナスと定義する。
For example, let's say I borrow 130 yen from you. Then I'll buy some juice. The money's gone. If I didn't have any money, I wouldn't be able to move forward from 0. True. But I defined it as a minus because I owe 130 yen. I mean, isn't that just common sense?
借金なんかは全部マイナス表記だ。これもかなり不思議な概念だよ。
Debt is a negative notation for everything. This is also a pretty weird concept. Is it?
数字の発明は人類が農耕を始めたことに由来している。確かに農作物の分配管理や商取引のためにはマイナスという概念は必要だ。
The invention of numbers stems from the fact that mankind began to farm. It is true that the concept of negative is necessary for the management of crop distribution and commercial transactions.
そんな感じで数学は大数学、幾何学、解析学と大きく分かれて複雑化していき、ありとあらゆる世界の法則を見つけ出していく。
In this way, mathematics is largely divided into algebra, geometry, and analysis, getting more and more complex, finding all sorts of laws of the world.
そもそも1が何なのかさえよくわからないのにもかかわらず、我々が使う1の由来すらわからずに、我々はそれを使ってありとあらゆることを分かったと考える。
In the first place, we don't even know what 1 is, yet we use it to get anything and everything, without even knowing where it comes from.
こいつはすっごい謎だ。不思議すぎて昼も寝られん。
This guy is a great mystery. I can't sleep at night because it's too weird. I don't know, I never actually thought about that too much.
結構お前は昼も寝てるじゃん。
Good, because you're always sleeping in the afternoon? What?
寝る子はよく育つ。
A man who sleeps will grow well. Who sleeps well will grow up. Okay.
何が育つんだよ。
I guess Tomosane was saying you always sleep in the afternoon. What's going to grow?
胸とかかな。まあ実際少し胸が大きくなったような気がしてならないんだよね。
Probably my boobs. Actually, I can't help but feel that my breasts have gotten a little bigger. In this CG, it does seem like it's quite big.
なるわけねえだろ。お前は成長しないんだから。
That's not going to happen because you're not going to grow up.
いやいや、友実の願望が反映されて大きくなる可能性は否定できない。
There's no denying the possibility that it will grow to reflect Tomosane's wishes. Okay.
友実が望めば、多分 J カップぐらいの記入に育つかもしれないぞ。
If Tomosane wanted to, he might grow up with big tits, maybe as big as a J cup. What the fuck?
なんだよ、その J リーグみたいなカップ数は。
What the hell? That J League like number of cups.
お前が望んだんだろうが。
That's what you wished for. Whatever, Yuki.
望んでねえよ。
It's not what I wished for.
J カップの父にさらにペニスを生やすこともできるかもしれんぞ。そいつで友実の前立腺を刺激してやることだってできるぞ。
You might even be able to grow some more pussy on those J-cup tits. What the fuck are you talking about? I could use it to stimulate everyone's prostate. What the fuck is wrong with you, Yuki?
絶対に望まないから、死んでもいらないから、そんなこと起きない。
I don't want it to happen because I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen because I don't want it to die. I don't want to die. What? I think I don't want it to happen and I'd rather die, is what he meant to say, or the translation meant to say.
そうかな。抵抗する友実が私のペニスに貫かれた瞬間、ああという叫び声とともに自覚させられる逆あっての願望。
Are you sure about that? The moment the resisting Tomosane was pierced by my cock. What is going on with you, Yuki? Holy shit. I was made aware of this with a shout of, I'm going to do this. The desire of Or a reverse vagina. What is this?
あ、本当は嫌なのに、なんなんだこの湧き上がる快感。お尻の穴がこんなに気持ちいいなんて。あ、すごい。お尻の穴が気持ちよすぎる。俺、ダメになっちゃう。
Something's wrong with you, Yuki. Oh, I really don't want to. I don't want to, but what's going on? This seething pleasure. I can't believe my asshole feels so good. Why am I even translating this? Oh wow, my asshole feels so good. It's killing me.
となるわけよ。すっげえ。
Something like that. Awesome.
なんねえから。
Just so stupid.
お尻の穴気持ちいいぞ。多分友さねはハマるぞ。私に掘られてあんあん言うぞ。
My asshole feels good, you know. Maybe Tomosane will get stuck. I'm not going to dug up and say, what? Yuki, stop with your sexual harassment, please.
勝手なことを言うな。
Stop saying whatever you want to say.
いや、絶対気持ちいいから。私に掘られてみろって。
No, it definitely feels good. So, what? You want? He wants me to dig him in? What the fuck does that mean?
絶対ない。大体、なんでお前にお尻の穴が気持ちいいことがわかるんだよ。
Absolutely not. Besides, how the hell do you know your asshole feels good?
今の無言はなんだ？
What the hell was that? Mute thing? Mute thing? I guess, why did you suddenly become quiet, I guess?
けど、もし仮に神経細胞が生み出す情報と情報としての数字との関係性が明らかになったとするよ。
But suppose that the relationship between the information produced by neurons and numbers as information becomes clear.
話戻すのかよ。
So we're back to this conversation again.
とりあえず脳が生み出す情報、物理法則で動く脳という器官が数字的な情報とそもそも似た形式を持つことが発見されて、そのことから脳が数字を生み出す必然が明かされる。まあ納得できる説明だとは思う。
For the time being, it was discovered that the brain's information, an organ that operates by physical laws, has a similar form to numerical information in the first place, revealing the necessity for the brain to produce numbers. Well, I think it's a convincing explanation. I don't know. I never thought about numbers that much. I haven't been the best in math, too, to be honest. I was okay on physics, but I can't do well on maths, back when I was in high school.
お尻の穴からよくもそんな話に戻せるな。
After talking about your asshole, how dare you go back to talking like that from your asshole?
黙って聞いて。だいたい今まで私が言ってたことちゃんと理解してる？
Shut up and listen to me. I mean, do you even understand what I've been saying so far?
これまでの話ってなんでいろいろなものを1という数字で数えられるか、なんでその数字を拡張させて数学になってそれが宇宙の謎にまで迫るってことが謎だっけ？
Why we can count all sorts of things by the number 1, why we extend that number to mathematics, and why we get to the mystery of the universe. That kind of mystery, right?
そう、そのことよ。
Yeah, something like that.
とある物理学者が宇宙のすべてに対してIt from bit って言った。すべての事象、素粒子も重力も核力も何でもかんでも0か1という2種のビットという情報の単位からできてるっつう感じ。
A physicist said, it from a bit. What? To everything in the universe, all events, subatomic particles, gravity, nuclear force, and everything else are made up of two kinds of bits of information called 0 or 1. Okay?
これは仮説というか妄想に近い話だけど、 もしそんなもんが観測可能なレベルで証明されたら、私が思ったなぜ数字が世界を説明できるのかの謎は解明されたことになるだろう。
Its hypotheses are almost a delusion, but if such a thing is proven at an observable level, it would make me think, why can't numbers explain the world? I think we've solved the mystery of the...
そこまで壮大なことじゃなくても、もし数字1と脳の形式類似が観測されたら、この謎はなくなるだろう。
Oh, the translation cut off there for some reason. It may not be that grand, but if the number of 1 and the brain were formally similar, this mystery would go away.
It from bit が証明されたら、意識どころか宇宙レベルで哲学的な問題はなくなるんじゃないか?
If it from bit is proven, won't there be no philosophical problems at the cosmic level, let alone consciousness?
そうかな。私は全然そう思わない。そもそも分かったものは対象化された意識であって、どこまで行ってもそいつは私ではない。
Not sure. I don't think so at all. What I understood in the first place was an objectified consciousness, and no matter how far it goes, that person is not me. Oh.
単純な話で、いくら対象化して一般化してもだな。
It's as simple as that, no matter how much you target it and generalize it.
私が私であること、今が今であること、ここがここであること。
I am me. Right now is right now. And this place is this place. Okay?
私と今とここという根本的な部分であり、かつ本質的な謎に到達することは絶対にできない。
We can never get to the fundamental and essential mystery of me now and here.
この疑問とハードプロブレムと言われるものは根本的に違うと思う。
I think there's a fundamental difference between this question and what is said to be a difficult question.
意識が解明されても哲学的なむき出しな問題っつうのは残り続ける。というよりは、むしろ意識なんて客観的に対象化された名前で呼ばれるものではない。根源的な対象問題に近接し続けることになるとは思う。
I would probably enjoy this scene a lot more if I didn't have to try to understand what the fuck the words are trying to say, but the gist of it I get, but I do like this kind of question or this kind of topic. But my god, even with this good translation machine or translation tool, I'm still having a hard time in trying to understand what the point of the sentence is. Even if consciousness is clarified, the philosophical naked problem will remain, or rather, it will continue to be close to the fundamental object problem, which is not called consciousness by an objectively objectified name. See, like, what does that sentence mean? Like, I get what she's trying to say, but what does that mean?
そもそもなんでクオリアなんて言葉が成り立つんだ?
In the first place, how does the word qualia even come into being?
極めて私費的である感覚に対して客観的に語れるクオリアなんて言葉が成立するんだ?
How can the word qualia objectively be used to describe the extremely private sense?
今語った私費性という言葉すらももっと超私的なものなのに一般化されて哲学談義に組み込まれている。
Even the word privateness, which I just mentioned, is a much more personal thing, yet it has been generalized and incorporated into philosophical discourse. Privateness?
私費性を我々は意識メーターを持たないとか言ったりするらしいけど、私費性なのに我々って言っている時点でおかしくないか?
Isn't it funny that they refer to privateness as we don't have a consciousness meter, but they say we when they say privateness? I think this is not supposed to be called privateness. I don't know what it's supposed to say.
私費性を我々は意識メーターを持たないとか言ったりするらしいけど、私費性なのに我々って言っている時点でおかしくないか?
Let's try Google in trying to say what the heck is chihise here. Oh my god, Google can't do it. Oh my god, Google really can't do it. What the fuck, Google? Google doesn't even know what the fuck this word means. Oh my gosh. Privacy. Yeah, it just said privacy. That can't be right. No. When I changed it to Japanese, it said mystery. When I changed it to Chinese, it said privacy. What the fuck? Which one is correct? I don't even know. I don't even know.
実際そのあたりでいろいろな混乱が見られるような気がする。ウィトゲンシュタインが独画論は語り得ないと表現したけど、さすがだね。まさにそれなんだと思う。
In fact, there seems to be a lot of confusion in the area. Wittgenstein said the theory of the self is unspeakable, and that's true. I think that's exactly what I'm talking about.
科学的に完全に客観対象化できてるならいいけど、そうじゃないものを混ぜると混乱する。特に哲学談義みたいなもんには科学的な言葉が混入しやすいけど、それをしたらもう何が何やらわからない。
It's good if you can objectify it completely scientifically, but it's confusing when you mix in something that isn't. Especially in philosophical discussions, scientific words tend to be mixed in, but once you do that, you don't know what's going on.
哲学的な議論は哲学的視点でしか語るべきではない。そこに科学特有の視点を混ぜるのは危険だし、議論の混乱の元になる。
A philosophical argument should only be told from a philosophical perspective. It's dangerous to mix in science-specific perspective with that, and it's confusing. I have to agree with that. Even in my class back then, when I still majored psychology, the professor said, because my country is more religion-oriented, right? We have a very strong influence on religion. The first class, he always told us, don't bring religion to philosophy. Don't bring religion to this class. If you taint philosophy with the religion, like with religious questions and answers, you're gonna fail. That's what he said to us. But he also said, if you delve too deeply into philosophy, you'll become an atheist, right?
この前哲学の本読んでたんだけどさ。
I was reading a book on philosophy the other day.
私の体は世界であるみたいなこと書いてあったんだよ。その説明で酸素とか二酸化炭素とかそんな物質的な関係においても私の体は地球規模で循環しつながっているみたいな話が出てきたんだよね。
He wrote something like, "My body is the world." In that explanation, he said, "My body is connected to the global circulation of oxygen, carbon monoxide, and so on, even in a material way."
なんじゃこれと思った。
I thought, like, what the heck is this?
まあ、別にそうなんじゃない？
I mean, isn't that the case? Well, that's just the way it is, isn't it?
いや、それ哲学全然関係なくねえか？そんなの今時少し頭がいい小学生だって言える科学的な世界観の一例じゃん。
No, that has nothing to do with philosophy at all, doesn't it? That's an example of a scientific worldview that can be said to be slightly intelligent elementary school student nowadays. I don't think I guess a kid would say that, but really?
だったらなんだ？福岡いいところだぜ。え、なんで福岡から出ていくの？福岡よりいい街とかないのに。みたいな福岡至上主義の人たちは福岡から一生出ないから私の限界は福岡の限界であるとか言っちゃうのか？
Why is she talking about Fukuoka? So what is it? It's a great place, Fukuoka. What? Why are you moving out of Fukuoka? There's no better place to live than Fukuoka. So these Fukuoka supremacists will never leave Fukuoka, so they say. My limits are Fukuoka's limits. I guess the author lives in Fukuoka?
私の体は酸素や二酸化炭素、あるいはタンパク質やカルシウムなどの循環において福岡に偏在しており、私と福岡の境界線は曖昧であり、 私の限界は福岡の限界であるとか言っちゃうのか？
Stop talking about Fukuoka, please. My body is ubiquitous in Fukuoka in the circulation of oxygen and carbon monoxide, or protein and calcium. And the line between me and Fukuoka is blurred, and my limits are Fukuoka's limits?
なんでいきなり福岡なんだよ。
Yeah, why are you suddenly talking about Fukuoka?
知らんけどな。
I don't really know myself.
まあ物体的な循環性はもっと大きな時間で見たら地球規模なんじゃないの？
Well, isn't physical circularity global if you look at a larger time scale?
そもそもそんなことはどうでもいいんだよ。なんだったら循環する物質のシミュレーションでも作って数十億年の私の体の広がりでも見たりして、私の体はここいらに偏在しているとかうなずくのか？
It doesn't matter in the first place. What? You're going to make a simulation of circulating matter and look at the spread of my body over billions of years and nod your head and say, my body is ubiquitous around here? I've heard of ubiquitous before, but actually don't know what it means. Present, okay. Found everywhere, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Google.
そんなもん哲学じゃねえだろ。
That's not philosophy at all.
ああ、あれか。それは本物の哲学じゃない的なやつね。なるほどね。素晴らしい見識ですね。さすが頭がよろしいユキさんだ。
Oh, that's not really philosophy, huh? I see. That's a great insight. That's why you're so smart, Yuki-san.
なんだともさね。お前この私をバカにしているのかな？
What the hell, Tomosane? You're making fun of me, aren't you?
当たり前だろ。俺はそういうやつはうさんくさくて嫌いだもの。
Of course I am. I don't like people like that. They're fucking shady.
あれは偽物の〇〇である。本物の〇〇はこういうものである。とかいうやつはうざい。
It's a fake XX. This is what a real XX looks like. It's annoying.
わかる。
I understand.
わかるのかよ。お前がそんなの哲学じゃねえって言ったんだろ。
You don't know what you're talking about. You said that's not philosophy.
言ったよ。それが何か？
Yes, I did. So what?
なんで開き直っているんだよ。本物の哲学はこういうものである。とかいうやつはうさんくさいって俺は言ったんだよ。
I don't know why you're being so open about it. This is what real philosophy is all about. I said you're shady.
わかる。いちいちそれは哲学ではないとかいうやつうざい。
I know. One by one, it's not philosophy. I don't like people who say that. What? Okay, see, this is when the translation completely baffles me. Like, what does that mean?
お前じゃ。
I'm talking about you. That's you, isn't it? Okay, sorry.
でさ、本物っぽい哲学とか語ってる方がかっこよくない？
I mean, wouldn't it be cooler if they were talking about real philosophy or something?
そう。俺は極めて気色悪いと思う。
Really? I think it's extremely nasty.
わかる。
I understand. Stop, Yuki. What the fuck is wrong with you?
それもわかるのかよ。
You understand that too?
私もさ、そういう本読んでると気色悪いなと思うもん。何が超越論的やねんとか思う。超越論的当確と心理学的当確とは峻別されるべきであるとかさ、正直うっせえよとか思う。
Me too. When I read books like that, I think it's creepy. What the hell is transcendentalism? The fuck? And so on. I think there should be a sharp distinction between the transcendentalist and psychological perspectives. I don't think transcendentalist is a word, right? What the fuck? Oh my god, it's a fucking word. Holy shit. A very formal word that describes a very simple idea. People, men and women equally have knowledge about themselves and the world around them that transcends and go far beyond what they can see, hear, taste, touch, or feel. What the fuck?
だったらなんで哲学書とか読むんだよ。
If that's the case, why are you reading philosophy books?
そりゃかっこいい感じだからかしら。
Because they seem cool? Are you serious?
気色悪いんじゃねえのかよ。
I'm not being creepy. Wait, that can't be right.
キモカワってあったじゃない。キモくて可愛いってやつ。あれみたいな感じ。
I think he's supposed to say, you're being creepy. It's called Kimokawa, isn't it? It's gross and cute. It's like that.
まるで中二病扱いだな。
Indeed. It's like you're treating me like I'm some kind of... What? Oh my god, the English translation for this is so stupid. It's like you're treating me like I'm some kind of guru. No, chunibyo is a thing, Takuji. I think he said, it's like you have chunibyo.
ウィトゲンシュタインは諸問題を病であるとし、それを解決するのが哲学だと言った。中二病か。どちらも病という意味においては、あるいはそうかもね。
Wittgenstein said that problems are diseases and that philosophy is the way to solve them. It's either that or both in the sense of disease or maybe.
そこで遠い目して格好をつけるなよ。
Don't try to look cool, I think, is what he said. Because the translation also doesn't make sense. It says, don't look so far out of place.
可愛いでしょ？何やらせても。
Isn't it cute? Whatever you do?
どういう脈絡でそんな思考になるんだよ。
What are you talking about, Yuki? What's the context for such a thought? What? That's such a weird thing to translate. What makes you think like that is probably the better translation.
いやさ、ユキネってば美人すぎるからカッコつけるとマジやばい感じしかしないじゃん。私自分の可愛さが怖い。怖すぎる。
You know, Yukine is so beautiful that if you dress her up, she'll look like a real asshole. What? I'm afraid of my own cuteness. It's too scary. What the fuck is wrong with you, Yuki?
お前のその考えがマジやばい。怖い。怖すぎる感じしかしないよ。
I can't help but feel that you're just too scared to think about it.
まあどうでもいいんだよ、そんなことはさ。
Well, it doesn't really matter, that kind of talk.
とりあえずだ。葉崎ちゃんが友実の頭蓋骨に穴開けて脳に電極刺して、で私と出会って取っ組み合いになるのは、それはそれでいいんじゃないかなと思ってるわけよ。
For now, I think it's fine that Hasaki cut a hole in your brain, in your skull, stick electrodes in your brain, and then meet me and we wrestle. What the fuck?
待て、それ全然良くない。葉崎はそんなことしようとしているのか。
Wait, that's not okay at all. Hasaki is going to do that to me?
そりゃ大好きな友兄さんが脳内に住んでいる、それは美人なユキ姉に取られてるわけだからね。
That's because her favorite brother who lives in your... That's because her favorite brother... What? I understand what she's talking about, but the translation is so bad. That's because her favorite brother is being taken over by the very beautiful Yuki in his brain. There we go.
美人なユキ姉を追い出すためには脳に穴を開けるだろうし、電極も差し込むだろうさ。彼女は科学の力で幽霊であるこのユキ姉を追い出そうとしているんだよ。
I'm sure they'll drill a hole in your brain and insert electrodes in order to get rid of the beautiful Yukine. She's trying to get rid of this Yukine, who is a ghost by the power of science.
でも取っ組み合いなら葉崎じゃユキに勝てないだろう。
But if it's a scuffle, Saki can't win against you.
いやいや、あっちは科学の力を使っているからね。こっちの明晰夢の時間圧縮なんて問題にならない能力を使うでしょ。
No, no, no. That one is using the power of science. They'll use the ability to time compression for lucid dreaming over here, which won't be a problem. Okay. That sentence is fucked up, but I get the point that she's gonna be using the power of science to make Yuki submit.
能力無効、能力コピー、因果率変換。考えられる限り最強の能力使いとして私の前に立ちはだかると思うんだ。
Ability disabled, ability copy, causal law transformation. I think it stands in front of me as the most powerful use of my abilities that I can think of. Whatever, Yuki. I know you're being crazy right now.
というか BMI 使わなくても見たり話したりできるし、そもそも物理的接触だって実は葉崎ちゃんならすでにできそうな気がするんだ。
In fact, it's possible to see and talk without using BMI. And in fact, it's possible for Asaki to make a physical contact already.
BMI はどちらかといえば私よりも優れた能力を持つために開発しているんだと思う。
I think BMI is rather developing to be more capable than I am.
確かに人の脳に侵入できる科学力ならその脳内であらゆる事象を操作するぐらいたやすい感じはするけど。
Well, it's true that science can penetrate a person's brain. It's easy enough to manipulate everything in that brain, but...
まさに現代のエクソシスト。だが私は負けない。こっちにも悪霊としての意地があるんだからね。この友実の脳みその一部所有権を国に認めさせてやるんだからね。
Truly a modern-day exorcist. But I will not be defeated. We have our own evil intentions as evil spirits. I'm going to let the state take partial ownership of this Tomosane's brain.
国に認めさせるのかよ。
You want the government to admit it then?
まあ所有権とかそういうのって国が決めるんじゃねえの？
I think Kuni was supposed to be country. Well, isn't the state supposed to decide ownership and such? In a lawsuit or something.
他人の土地でも20年住んでいると自分の土地だって主張できるっつうじゃない。
If you've lived on someone else's land for 20 years, you can claim it as your own, right?
そもそも20年住んでないだろう。
You haven't even lived here in 20 years, for 20 years.
葉崎ちゃんが友実の頭蓋骨にドリルで穴を開けて侵入してくるまでそれぐらいの時間はかかるだろう。
You would be, oh, sorry.
私は頑張るんだから。
It would be about that long before Hisaki would drill her way into Tomosane's skull. Until then, I'm going to hang in there. What the hell are you trying to say?
それ以前に今悪霊言ったよな。自分が悪霊だと思ってるんなら成仏しろよ。
Before that, you just said evil spirits. If you think you're a demon, go fuck yourself.
やだよ。そんなことしたら友実悲しむじゃん。
I don't want to. If you do that, they're going to get hurt. Huh? I think she's saying if I do that, you're going to be sad.
悲しまないし。
I won't be sad.
私が消えたと思った時に泣いてたことがあるくせに。
You once cried when you thought I was gone.
ことねえよ。
Jiruri, people are staring at you. I'm afraid I'm going to start yelling. All at once, the cars are looking at me. No, that's not... I'm afraid I'm gonna start yelling. I yelled at the car again, probably. I yelled at myself again.
寝てたら寝言出てたみたいだな。
Well, I guess I was talking in my sleep.
何その無理筋な言い訳。
Good excuse. That's an unreasonable excuse.
いや、そんなに恥ずかしかったか。でも仕方がないよね。あんなに泣いてたんだもの。
Were you really that embarrassed? But it can't be helped, can it? You've been crying so much. You cried so much, sorry.
泣いている友さね、可愛かったな。思わず後ろから抱きしめちゃったもん。
The crying Tomosane was so cute. I wanted to hug him from behind.
いやー、ユキネみたいな美人で頼りになってすっげー強くて頭がよろしい女性がいなくなったらそりゃ泣きますよ。泣いちゃいますよね、友さねくん。
Well, if I didn't have a beautiful, dependable, strong, and intelligent woman like Yukine, I'd probably cry too. It makes you cry, doesn't it, Tomosane? Man, this girl is sure enjoying herself. Clenching my teeth, I endured Yuki's agitation. Alright, I think that's enough for today, guys. I don't know how much longer Chapter 8 is supposed to be, or, you know, this extra scene. I know it's not going to be too much, though, because it's mostly going to be fan service about what's going on. But, now that there's no overarching story or whatever, I think it's okay to actually do this at my leisurely. Like, as you can see, this is clearly just fan service, right? And I don't really mind it that much. There we go. We've been going for 1 hour and 50 minutes, though. Like, I think if I was reading just reading normally, we would have been, like, going through a lot faster of the story, or story, quote-unquote. More like just the interactions. But, I do notice that when I'm reading through the translation, it's a lot longer. I hope you guys don't mind. I don't mind doing it. It actually seems fun being able to understand stuff that I usually don't understand. And if the topic of the conversation keeps going into these kinds of things, like philosophical questions, I really do enjoy them. Like, whenever I see Ayana and she talks about philosophical stuff, I always enjoy them. What I don't like is that when they're doing normal stuff and then it kind of makes me feel like, damn, when is the story gonna continue? You know? I'm still kind of mad that they don't explain what the fuck was Ayana or is Ayana. But maybe they will answer that on this, like, chapter. If not, well, what she is up to our interpretation. And I guess that's okay. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Knockin' on Heaven's Door. I'm enjoying it, even though it's not like usual, you know? But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.